Welcome to Historic Holman Stadium, which got even a little bit more historic last night, as Tom King will talk about momentarily. Welcome to sun-drenched Holman Stadium for a morning baseball game, a 10:30 start. It is the annual education game that is held here on a school morning where the kids get out and get to go to the ballpark and get to smell the smell of popcorn early in the morning. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. We got the A-team, the whole crew here today, Tom, for what we hope will be a turnaround game for the Nashua Silver Knights.
Yeah, boy, do they need it, John Collins. They have really been through the ringer the last 3 or 4 games. I mean, their opener on Saturday night was competitive. It was a fun 6-4 game. They lost it, but still fun. But then they have just played 3 horrendous games, 8-0, 9-1, and hopefully last night they bottomed out at 20-1. And the problem is basically that they cannot get the ball over the plate on the mound. But all 3 facets of the game are suffering. But we're getting an education today, John Collins.
Yeah, we are.
Every year, we're reminded how many kids are in school. There's 3,000 of them show up here in yellow buses. It's Yellow Bus Day, everybody. So the Silver Knights and the Nashua and the Brockton Rocks, who now Nashua will have played now for the 3rd time.
3rd time in the early season, and appropriately, if Tom King was a school teacher today, which he just kind of sounded like, and he handed out his annual report cards, which he always does in the Telegraph, these players, they wouldn't like their grades from Tom, as you could hear in the opener. But there's a chance Tom's going to have some school meetings and to turn the team around one by one.
Well, they're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
And I know that there's about 20 players that are still on their way here playing in conference tournaments right now, or actually now beyond that stage, playing in the NCAA tournaments.
Yeah, you know, it's funny to have a disabled section on the roster, but it's really not, it means not yet enabled, I think is what it means.
Yes, it's a disabled list as not eligible list yet.
Yeah.
They haven't reported. So Al St. Louis is making his way out to where the umpires are gathering and to sing the national anthem. That'll be upcoming. It was a very special night here before the game last night, as Nashua's Holman Stadium was added as a stop on the Black Heritage Trail.
Yes, you met Karen Newcomb last night, right?
Karen last night was here.
Took a picture and unveiling the plaque.
Yeah, it was a beautiful plaque. I don't know where they placed it in the stadium. I haven't seen where it's supposed to go, but it was a very good moment, and there was a good crowd on hand to see the ceremony. And it was, very fitting, and another example of Holman Stadium and its place in American history, and being the first, the site of the first professional baseball fully integrated team. So that was a very special moment. And of course, we're reminded of it every day here with the numbers on the brick wall of Roy Campanella and Don Newcomb and Jackie Robinson, and of course the murals that are out front at the gate. So, and now there's a plaque to commemorate it as well. My goodness, John Collins, they just keep multiplying, don't they?
They
the crowd.
The kids are filing in constantly. Here's a nice stream of Nashua area school children that are attending this Nashua Silver Knights education game, which is being played on the final day of May. We're already into June tomorrow.
This is hard to believe.
Yes.
Now Eric Sibick, the starter for Nashua, he is out of Stevens Institute. He has just arrived today, I believe. And their contingency plan was that if he wasn't going to be able to pitch, that they were going to throw Alex Misig. And we remember Alex Misig from not only Nashua North, but the job he did in relief in Game 2 of the FCBL Finals.
Well, ES, Eric Sibick, stands for Emergency Starter. How you doing, Eric? Here's the ball. So here's the national anthem now with Al St. Louis.
Most national anthems in 1 year with 500 performances. Please welcome from Nashua, New Hampshire, Al St. Louis.
Thank you. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed field at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Al St. Louis once again with the national anthem. We couldn't have asked for a better weather day, Tom, than this.
This is incredible. I mean, we've had days where it would rain and schools would cancel out and everything else. Not today, boy. They are all here. Last year it drew a near record crowd. The thing about that crowd last year was that it was nonstop, but the game was deemed an exhibition game because of all the different rules the kids were able to come up with ahead of time. That's how the league handled these games a year ago. This year it counts, but the last year they couldn't put that 3,400 into the attendance, and that kind of skewed the attendance a little bit. So this year they'll be able to put it right in there, and they're expecting another big crowd for another game we're going to do on Friday night when the championship rings are handed out pregame. So
exciting. And not only is it a big crowd here, Tom, we got a big crowd watching. Nashua ETV, of course, and BCTV. We welcome our Bedford viewers and also Merrimack TV joining in the telecast today to join us to watch what we hope will be a fantastic baseball game to be brought to you by our A-team. Tim O'Neill on camera with Michaela Savageau next to me. We got Bruce Hillsmeyer down low. Pete Johnson, my executive producer, alongside, along with our technician, Dan Young. So we have everybody here, including the guy who has seen more ball games live than anybody in the history of Historic Holman Stadium.
Now let me just get
Tom
this.
King.
Let me just get this straight. Is Pete Johnson just your executive producer, or does that mean I don't have to do whatever he says to me? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is anyway, isn't it, Pete? Oh boy. So we got a lot of red in this game. The Silver Knights were in red warm-up uniforms, but they've changed to the darker tops, so we can tell everybody apart easily. It'll be Pitts, Alexander, and Manny Ramirez's son is batting third in this game.
And he damaged them the other night with a big, I think it was the 3-run homer.
I remember his easy power when he won the home run derby here last year.
Yep.
Amazing pop off the bat, just like Dad. High fly ball to right off the bat of Pitts.
Yep.
And the 1-0 pitch flies out to right.
Day baseball, it's always interesting to see how teams react to it when they're not used to it. This is Nashua's only education day game. They were thinking about another one because of the great response, but couldn't get it together, couldn't put it together just in time. So they decided not to do it.
That's like holding 2 Super Bowls. That'd be tough to do.
Well, actually, I was talking to the Westfield people last night when they were here. They have, I think, 3 or 4 of them. So because they've got a lot of schools in that area. So in Westfield, Mass. So they have a ton of them. And they've, and obviously they're going to be cramming them into about 2 weeks' time because school's going to be out in another 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of day baseball, and you got to get a team that's close by, right? You can't have a team traveling 3 hours to get here at 10 in the morning. So
yeah,
that's the thing with these games. So Brockton's usually always a team that's close by here. Brockton, Worcester, somebody like that.
That's a reason they schedule these particular teams for this morning game, as Tom points out. A 2-2 count. Eric Sibick working to Alexander, the right fielder for the Brockton Rocks. had a kind of a weak wave at the fastball. Let's see if he goes. Eric goes back to that. The 2-2. Backdoor hook doesn't quite reach the dish. The 3 umpires, Tom, we get to see it.
Well,
I get to see it for the first time.
Yeah, it's back. I mean, it was here a couple of years ago. They brought 3 umpires back into it after there was an outrage over the 2, and then they went the other way.
There's an opening walk, first walk of the game, I mean, by Eric Sibic, and it's a 1-out base runner aboard for the Rocks.
Now, walks have been the problem for this team. It's been. Last night was just horrendous. It was only a 7-inning game, and they walked 14.
Manny Ramirez Jr. You seen any of the similar mannerisms?
John, I haven't seen him play too much. So
I saw the bat spin there. It was fairly similar. Curveball over the middle of the plate.
Let's see where the feet are. The feet was always the thing with Manny, right? Where he would put his feet.
Watch this when he twirls the bat right there.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
Manny did like that like twice, I think. And then he would rock back on his back leg. I think Manny Jr. is a little bit more upright.
He is.
Both upright. There's another curveball. Good job by Eric Sibic. A couple of front door curves, and he's got the count 0-2 on Manny Jr.
Got to be careful with the 0-2, not to put it around the plate. Also, don't want to throw a wild pitch.
Runner goes on the 0-2. It's low for a ball. Throw is just to the left field side. Stolen base, Alexander. I think a throw to the second base side gets him on that.
I think it does, but teams have been running on Nashua this year, John. They suffered a tough blow when catcher Sean Lynch injured his shoulder. I think it was during a swing of the bat, and he was going to be their guy and done basically for the summer.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So Matt Alexander taking his lead off a second with 1 out. It was strike 3 to 2 outs. That was a
strikeout. Yep.
3 straight curveballs gets Manny Jr. He kind of stayed in the box afterwards, like as if it was a ball low, but the umpire must have punched him out.
I'll tell you what, though, watching Sibic pitch now is a breath of fresh air compared to what happened last night. As he is working,
he ties up Grundle.
He is working the plate.
Grundy, sorry.
He's always around the plate. His pitches aren't wild high. The ball's not sailing over the catcher's glove. It just, of course, maybe I jinxed him, but this is
0-2.
This is pitching. There it is.
Oh, he tried.
Look at that.
3 call.
Look
no
at
argument.
that. Look at that. I mean,
Kyle DeRomo is out of there. The catcher
just said, "I'll see you later."
And as you said, Tom, a breath of fresh air. Mound presence just oozing from Eric Sibic.
Yeah, it definitely is a big difference.
So after the walk and the stolen base, nothing doing for the Rocks there as Eric Sibic shuts them down. And we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the Silver Knights offense has got to try to get going here against the Rocks. 20-1 the score last night as Tom covered it after that fabulous ceremony marking Holman Stadium as an official stop on the Black Heritage Trail with Karen Newcomb in attendance. Wasn't quite the kind of appropriate game you would want after that, but it was a historic night nevertheless. Good luck to our 3 Nashua area high school baseball teams, and I got to keep in mind I do have the BC TV audience tuned in. So tomorrow in Bedford, the Bulldogs will be hosting the South Panthers in a opening round.
Yes, I was going to mention that we
game.
have the Bedford audience in there. It'll be an interesting game. It'll be at Bedford, and I'm going to try to be there on Thursday.
I would think you would be.
Well, there's a lot of games, John Collins.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
So, but
that was an instance where Bedford just got the last home playoff game in Division I with the 8 seed, South with the 9 seed. It came right down to the wire there.
Yeah, it did. The ironic thing is South beat Bedford here on a game played just about this time. It was earlier. It was 10 o'clock, and it was a 10 o'clock game in the morning, and because Bedford had another game later in the day at Londonderry. So they had to come and play South at 10 a.m., and then they had to go play the top seed, Londonderry, in the second game. It was during school vacation week.
I assume Londonderry won that one.
I don't remember.
They
I don't
beat
know.
almost everybody.
Yeah, I would
lost to
imagine. They
Concord.
only
That was
lost
it.
to Concord, right?
That was a tough day, though, for Bedford, huh?
It sure was. Yeah, I mean, you got to come and play. And here, it wasn't a very close game. It was 16-6, I think. But I expect a much different type of game.
Luca Giolongo, first pitch swinging, starts the game off on a positive note for the Silver Knights offense. He's going to go to second. Throws it. He's underneath. What a play by Luca Giolongo. I have never seen that in 50 years of watching baseball. On the relay from the middle infielder to the pitcher, he stole like it was a delayed steal. I'm going to give him a stolen base on that.
Well, I think you got to give him a double there.
Is it a double?
Because play hadn't been stopped, John.
Oh, it hadn't been stopped. You can't give him a stolen base.
You can't give him a stolen base.
Oh, you're right.
But
he nevertheless stole it.
He stole a double.
He stole a double.
He was an all-star last year. I believe he was with Westfield. He's an excellent player. Came to Nashua this year, wanted to come and play here.
Ryan Giuliano also first pitch swinging. Go ahead, Tom.
And to me, he is there right now. He's their catalyst. So we'll see.
That was bold. He had a huge turn around first, obviously, and the lob came back to the pitcher, and then he went. He was still about 40 feet away from the bag.
Right.
And the high throw, he made it. That got my attention. 0-2, the count quickly on Ryan Giuliano as now David McSweeney, the Brockton starter, tries to bounce back. That's got to rattle you a little bit. First pitch base hit and then a stolen double right off of you.
We'll see if he tries to take third. My guess is no.
You know what? If there's one out, keep an eye on him, because that's the time they always say when you want to steal third, get there before the sac fly situation. Of course, you want to be there with nobody out, too. Second baseman is creeping over. Jordan Kahn keeping an eye on him, and it's a strikeout, 3-pitch strikeout, as David McSweeney does, in fact, bounce back to retire Giuliano.
Yeah, one of the complaints that the Nashua coaching staff has with some of the players is they get up there, there's no plan at the plate. They don't have a feel for the pitcher. There's no plan as to how they want to work it. They're down in the count almost instantly. And that's something that they want to erase. Now, McNamara off to a hot start at the beginning of the season, and then the league adjusted, and they didn't throw him too many of those, which was a fastball.
In the zone.
Well, anywhere.
Oh.
So they've been throwing him the off speed. So he has been, having trouble, as they say, trouble with the curve. So
it's a book and a movie, I think.
Played at Eastern Nazarene.
The 1-0 pitch to Shane McNamara.
Out of Londonderry.
And a strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, nothing he's going to do with that. That's a good tie-up pitch. That
see him shaking his head, talking to the umpire.
Yeah, he didn't think it was. He didn't think it was a strike.
I did a double take filling out the lineup because I saw Shane McNamara followed by Shane Walkley. I was like, is that right? Two Shanes in a row?
And they're both kind of the same type of player, too.
Really?
Both play first base. Although McNamara's an outfielder also. Yep,
strike back door.
Yeah. Now, see, here's the thing: is you've got to take that pitch the other way, or at least,
I mean, because he could throw it again, so you have to have a game plan.
You've got to have a plan up there, and it doesn't seem as though
big
they
hole
do.
on the left side if he wants to do it.
It seems they're waiting for the fastball down the middle. They're not going to get it.
That's a fastball away, up and away. Good spoil there. Good swing by McNamara. You can tell he's ready to hunt the fastball middle, but if that's not what you're going to get, you have to adjust, of course, as Tom said. So we're going to do the 2-2 pitch, or the 1-2 pitch, sorry. It was.
Yep, 1-2. First pitch was a ball to him. Everything else has been a strike.
Checking the run another shortstop over with the left-handed batter, and that's up and away. 2-2. Pitch speed 79. They have the radar gun on here at Holman.
You got to think he's going to come back inside. He's been away. If McNamara is looking for it and he gets it, he might do something with it.
I think it's backdoor curve time again, but let's see. No, fastball away, high fly left, fairly deep, moving back.
Misjudged, John, it's going to go over his head.
It's gone! Home run, Shane McNamara with some major pop, oppo, and it's 2-0. The Silver Knights lead it, and this education crowd packed with kids, loves it. That ball just kept going. That was sweet spot.
You know,
as McNamara celebrates with his teammates.
If it had stayed in the park, it still would have produced a run because the left fielder misjudged it.
He got burned.
He did, but lucky for him, it went over the wall in a way, for a 2-0 lead. But what did I tell you, John? He's got to come inside, and he didn't. He went to the same spot, and McNamara was looking for it, right?
Yeah, it was a fastball, too.
And it was away, but just not away enough, and McNamara knew that he would probably try something on the outer half again.
Kid got the ball. He's out behind the left field wall, holding it up.
Hold it up. There he is. Yep.
Yes. Get Shane McNamara to autograph
There he goes. He's got it. Climbing the fence, jumping over. He can just go up the steps over there and around the corner.
He's out of school and out of control. No, he's all right. Pop up to the pitcher. He'll play it. In the major leagues, they never let the pitcher catch it, but that was labeled for David McSweeney. Puts it away. That's a thrill there. The Silver Knights struggling to score runs. That's a way to get going in the first inning.
That's their first homer here at Holman.
Wow, okay.
So, and I don't know if it's the first of the year, but it's their first at Holman.
Yeah.
So, and I was wondering, I said, if they need to do something like that to get these kids going, and they did. Of course, after another half hour of these kids baking in the sun, it may be a little.
I talked about the left fielder getting burned. It had to be on the parents' checklist today to sunscreen.
No kidding.
This is pretty cloudless, sunny, hot day. It's turning into, so you got to have the sunscreen for the kids. Kyle DeRoma, the catcher, batting now with a 1-1 count against David McSweeney of Brockton. Check swing, and they're going to check at first. No swing, they say. 82 on the breaking ball, and 2 balls and 1 strike the count to the Silver Knights catcher. Fouled off to the right.
DeRoma hit a big homer in the playoffs last year. It was game 2 here against New Britain. That was the fastest game, I think it was the fastest game in Silver Knight history. The lights, I mean, they barely had to turn the lights on for it.
Breaking ball misses outside. I like to hear the kids' shrieks on those foul balls coming back because it means they're paying attention.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and you got to sometimes.
You got to. That's the one thing that you don't know whether the faculty members and the chaperones all are aware of. These things in this park is a foul ball heaven.
Fisted to second, up with it, and over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Silver Knights strike big off the bat of Shane McNamara. And they have a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the 2nd inning.
And John Collins, that is their first lead at home this year.
That is great to hear. So we are in the process of making this a turnaround game, we hope, especially as we got really encouraged by what we saw from Eric Sibick, the starting pitcher for the Silver Knights. Tom, I want to just tell you that Petey Pete, DJ, will be performing after the 2nd, 4th, and 6th innings today.
2nd, 4th, and 6th.
So we'll have some breaks for you.
All right. Do we have to tip him?
Yeah, sure.
You can, all right?
Yeah. So it was Memorial Day. This Memorial Day pass, one of my favorite veterans. I want to just say his name here at Holman Stadium, Bill Toomey. He passed away a couple of years ago. One of my favorite baseball people. Air Force veteran Bill Toomey, who's a coach at all levels. He was also an air traffic control guy in Boston and here in Nashua. What a life. Born in Boston in 1932, lived 58 years here in Nashua and married to wife Mary in that time, and he is missed. Great storyteller, baseball storyteller.
Oh, he had a million stories, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and he wouldn't stop with just one. That's
as Tom, a man who's pressed for time, could tell you.
Yeah. You had to
Bill,
basically
save that next one.
If Bill called you and you didn't you missed the call or he left a message.
Yeah.
You had to basically schedule the time and block it out in your daily calendar.
I love that.
For the return call.
Yes.
Yeah, I miss Bill.
I do too. One of the great characters we have met here at Historic Holman Stadium. Sibic going from the stretch, even with nobody on base, throws a strike one to the leadoff hitter for the Brockton Rocks. This is Jordan Kahn, the second baseman. Curveball just inside, 1-1. Sibic looks like he's got the fastball slider change.
Well, he's working quickly. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, after what I saw last night,
umpire wanted to give it to him, but still inside.
Yeah, after what I saw last night, what I've seen a few times, the league needs a pitch clock.
Oh, yeah, why
So
not?
the national pitchers take a long time. Sibic is a treat watching him work quickly.
2-1 at the bottom of the zone. That's a strike. 2-2, excuse me. 85 miles an hour on the fastball.
Of course, let's see if he works just as quickly with men on base. And he seemed to last there. He didn't seem to be too bothered by it.
No. Fisted foul into the seats. Let's see what we got for a catch. Oh, it hit the concourse untouched.
It bounces right to the kid.
Catch on the rebound.
How about that?
He's excited.
He sure is.
He's in the top row over there of kids.
John, look at the right field concession line.
Oh, big. Wow. Fly ball to right. First up, Jordan Kahn flies
if you see
out.
any empty seats in the ballpark, you'll know why, because the people who sit there are elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true. They're all at the concession line. There are some empty seats up in the right, the third base side of the bowl, but that's where the kids went.
Right.
Get some ballpark eats. It is just about, it does sound like a big, happy cafeteria here today. And first pitch swinging at the 90-mile-an-hour fastball as Eric Sibic puts a 9-0 up on the board. Left-handed hitter Jake Fitzgibbons, the catcher for the Rocks, fouls it off. The 0-1 pitch on the way. 88, and that's at the bottom of the zone. 0-2 as Sibic throws the heat.
I'll tell you, the busiest people today are the concession people.
Oh, they just got their heads down, cranking it out.
Oh, I'm telling you, they must be
trying to keep the line moving. It's a massive line.
Well, that's just one concession stand. I wonder what the one is behind us.
Yeah, underneath us, down in the
right
when you enter. It's got to be buzzing also. That just doesn't quite make it to the outside corner. That would have been strike three called on Jake Fitzgibbons. Sibic working quickly here. 2-2 pitch on the way. Inside, full
Tried
count.
to handcuff him inside. My thinking is he should have just gone with something right out on the outer part of the plate.
I think it's going to be challenge time with the fastball here. See if he can hit 91. No, he overthrew it, and it's a walk.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many pitchers on this staff able to get the hard challenge swing and miss. It's one thing I just haven't seen too often.
So Bauer for the Rocks steps in there. He's the left fielder. We're in the 7 spot in the order. 2-0, the Silver Knights lead on a 2-run home run by Shane McNamara in the bottom of the first. Fisted foul wide of the third base bag. Jake Hatch playing just off the line.
Incredible day here, though.
Yeah.
I mean, now there's a little haze in the sky, and I'm wondering if that's still from those wildfires that are up in northern Canada.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah,
it might be why it's not, deep blue on a cloudless day here at Holman.
Yeah.
Welcome again to our BCTV and Merrimack viewers, Bedford and Merrimack, joining here on Nashua ETV.
Merrimack girls lacrosse got a big win yesterday, 15-14 in the preliminary round over Exeter. But their reward, fittingly enough, while we have both audiences, is to go to Bedford, the number 1 seed, which has only had 1 loss this year, and that was an out-of-state game.
All roads go through the black and red.
I think in girls lacrosse it does.
Yeah. As we mentioned, South Baseball playing there tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the opening of their playoff season.
Almost got it right there. Just got a piece of that.
I don't know if that went through the legs of Bauer, but I remember Bobby Valentine in his color commentating stint on national TV said that happens once a game. A batter will foul a ball between his legs back to the on-deck circle, and I've seen it ever since.
That was a good pitch.
And yeah, he just kept alive. Bauer did a good spoil.
I couldn't believe Bauer spoiled that.
Yeah, that would have been a called strike. Eric Civic impressing here outside of those couple of walks that he's had. The 2-2 pitch, and that hits him. I just jinxed him as he threw it at 87 off the left hip.
And now we've got runners at first and second. So
yeah, and you can see Eric upset with himself. That one just got away.
Well, second inning, and that's been a problem inning for this team and its pitchers.
So the tying runs are aboard. And my question is, I know this is the team, sons of major league players, Michael Balboni.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm going to ask him in relation to Steve, of course.
I
Tom
don't think
knows who
so.
I mean.
We haven't heard. I mean, nothing
No?
from the Rocks as far as that goes. They would have probably said something, but who knows?
You remember the?
But I'll tell you what, John.
Yeah.
There is a famous. There is the son of a famous baseball person who will be joining the Silver Knights fairly soon, probably in a couple of weeks.
Fastball up 1-1. Who is that?
Let me tell you, his last name is Cashman.
Really? Brian Cashman's
Brian
son?
Cashman's son, the general manager, longtime general manager of the New York Yankees. His son is scheduled to play here. And he's in school right now. I believe it's a prep school or a private school in Connecticut. And he'll be joining in a couple of weeks.
2-1 pitch carved off to the left.
Once school ends.
What's his first name? Cashman's first name?
Got to look at the roster. I don't have it in front of me.
Two balls, two strikes. Hard hit on one hop, a sizzling hop to the shortstop for one to first. Double play, nicely turned.
Now
not intimidated by the hard hop.
Yeah,
Ryan
let
Giuliano.
me tell you something, John. Last night, those hard hops, they ate every infielder up on this team. They were not able to keep it in front of them or field them or do anything with them. It was torture to watch.
So we're talking about young and awesome baseball players and also the kids here on Education Day. And you mentioned Cashman, and that made me think, I can wave now? Hey, I'm on camera. I'm here. So, and here's Tim O'Neill, and we just got our camera moment. How about that game that Aaron Judge just had? Did you see that?
John, he's had a lot of those games, you know. I mean, I've seen a few of them. So
Two home runs and the catch.
And the catch over the wall. Yep.
I mean, he was way up over that wall.
Yeah, he was.
That was a catch I don't think anybody else makes.
Well, don't forget his height. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, nobody else is going to be able to make that play.
Wow.
So,
I mean, monster contract, and he's earning it.
And of course,
unbelievable.
well, that's the first year. I mean, that's the problem with those contracts. Is 8 years from now, he's not going to be doing that.
Talk to me in 8 years. Swing and bunt could be perfect. Tough play for the Rocks, and a nice play.
Oh.
The third baseman charging in Obert.
Barely.
How did he do that?
Barely,
yeah. He had to be clean. Jack Obert from Johnson and Wales University of Plymouth, Mass. with a defensive gem there. Ryan Giuliano, with that great turn. That ball had to be 100 miles an hour off the dirt.
Had to be.
Yeah, and it was an easy double play once he made that catch. It was sort of self-preservation, too. He had his chest on the bounce. So quickly one down in the Silver Knights' second. That was Nick O'Connor that grounded out to third, the swing and bunt. And here's Richie Paltridge. Paltridge. Paltridge takes
Paltridge is an interesting story. He was in Penn State a year ago, and he was here, and then he left early. Penn State wanted him to shut down for the year, and then he could also pitch. So he's, I mean, you see a lot of that in college. I mean, you see pitchers that are still going to hit and play the field. But he transferred. He transferred to Siena College, and here he is again for another stint with the Silver Knights.
He's ahead in the count, 3-1 here, trying to get on base and add to the Silver Knights' 2-0 lead. With the happy buzz in the air of hundreds of Nashua school children for this 10:30 start.
And
that's a walk.
Hundreds of hot dogs, thousands of hot dogs.
You can imagine.
Now this is a 3,000 crowd. I was told, a couple of weeks ago, there was no seat left in the ballpark unsold. And above us,
Now,
I believe they have senior citizens were able to use the luxury boxes. So you have young and old here at Holman Stadium today.
perfect day, perfect attendance for all the kids here. And is the Tom King bobblehead attendance record in play?
Well, the number that I remember, they seem to think last year's attendance on Education Day eclipsed that.
Oh, okay.
But I disagree.
Yeah,
So,
the eyeball test?
yeah, well, not the eyeball test. I mean, their number is their number, but I think my number was larger.
Okay.
So I'm not quite positive of that. I forget. It's been almost 10 years. Believe it or not, it's been almost 10. It's 9
Wow.
years ago.
You should have wrote it on the bottom of the bobblehead.
Yeah, I know. I should have, huh? I know it.
I'm going to go on eBay and see if I can get one.
Hey, they can break that record as many times as they want. That would be good for them.
Would be
and
good, right?
great attendance and everything else. I think they have another couple of big nights that they're looking forward to.
Brockton starter David McSweeney has gone 3-1 in a couple of batters. Broken bat, late jump, and he's going to close the gap and make the play.
Late jump because he slipped.
The Brockton Rocks left fielder is Luke Bauer, makes the play. He did slip, but it hung up there. 2 out. Swing and bunt. Nice play by the third baseman. Good recovery by Bauer and left.
Well, 2 outs, you wonder, you want Paltridge to run or not? He's not really taking that big of a lead. Nope, you don't need him to run.
Deep
Maybe
to
that
right
can go
center.
over.
Is going to get down for extra bases.
He's going to score.
Paltridge is going to score easily. Cam Carrigan cruises into second, and it is a 3-0 Silver Knights lead. 2 out. Thunder from Cam Carrigan.
Well, I'll tell you, you have not seen this much this year. This team has really responded from last night. I don't think the chat after the game was too long. There wasn't a whole lot to say, but they have come out swinging the bats today. And I think we're going to get a pinch runner for Carrigan. I don't know if he... Oh, no, he didn't. No, I'm sorry. It was just he gave the... got his gear off and gave it to the first base coach.
Well, our camera operator is in medical distress. No joke. We're going to have to get somebody to attend to Michaela right at the end of the first base dugout. She's down, and there's I think there is medical here. That's a concern, Tom.
There should be AMTs here. What happened?
I don't know. I mean, it's hot out there. That is a concern for us here at Nashua TV. It would
Definitely.
be if anybody went down, but get a medical ground ball toward the middle and up with it and across just in time for the third out of the inning. So medical is there. That's good news. We go to the top of the third inning, and it is a 3-0 Silver Knights lead here on Education Day at Holman. So Jack Obert, who made that fine defensive play in the bottom of the second inning, will lead off the top of the third as the Brockton Rocks look to take a cut out of that 3-0 deficit. First pitch swinging and a ground ball back to the pitcher. Jack Obert is out as Eric Sibick gloves it cleanly and runs it over to the first base bag. One up, one pitch, one down here in the Brockton Rocks third. Back to the top of the order, Gabe Pitts, who flied out to the right fielder as the first batter of the ball game. Bunts the first pitch, first base side, bunting for a hit. Sibick gets over there and beats the headfirst dive of Gabe Pitts. Attempting the bunt hit, out by a hair at first base. 2 up, 2 pitches, and 2 down here in the top of the third inning. And Eric Sibick has a chance for a miraculous inning of another kind if Matt Alexander chooses to swing at the first pitch. Chances are that Matt will take it because he walked his first time up, and also that's an unwritten baseball rule. If the first 2 batters make quick outs like that, you usually automatically take the third pitch of the inning.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's why you don't usually see 3-pitch innings ever. That's a strike on the outside corner. Our concerns continue for our crew member who is being attended to down on the field, first base side. The 1-1 count now to Matt Alexander. Ground ball past the pitcher to the second baseman, to first, and it is a 4-pitch inning here at Holman Stadium.
Wow.
You didn't see many of those last night, did you?
No, I did not.
Bottom of the third, the Silver Knights will be coming to the plate. John Collins,
I saw
along with
maybe
Tim
a
O'Neill,
4-pitch hour.
Yeah. Tom, there was a talking about being concerned about
Cam,
people.
I'm watching Cam Cook,
Yeah.
and he kind of crossed his arms, waving off the EMTs. I'm not sure, or
Okay.
any other personnel.
Yeah. Tom keeping his eye down there. Understandably, we all are. It's
Unless he was trying to get their attention,
somebody's.
because they've got to open up the gate if they need to get an ambulance in here.
Yeah, they do. It's down the right field way. The Triples Alley there. Of course, that's what I do full time now, and
Right.
my instinct was to drop the headset and just get on the phone and on the radio. But of course, that's my other radio, and hopefully Michaela's going to be okay. Now, Jeff Kleiner tweeted. This is the first I saw of it, Tom. One of the Bravehearts had some sort of catastrophic lower body injury.
I wrote about it the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad. From what I heard, it was a bad ankle. He was rounding second base and just collapsed.
Going first to third or something.
Tore up his ankle.
Yeah.
And it was bad enough, John, that they had to stop the game and suspend it.
They suspended the game.
Yep. And he needed help to get off the field from EMTs. And I imagine he had to undergo surgery. Don't know yet. I'll have to ask John Creedon. When I was here on Sunday, I saw John Creedon on the cell phone, and I imagine that's what he was talking about. So, of course, John Creedon, the owner of the Silver Knights, also owns the Worcester Bravehearts. They were in New Britain. So that's where they were, and that's what happened. He was rounding second untouched, and just his leg gave out.
So Shane McNamara, who brought the Thunder in the first inning with a 2-run homer, steps in there for the second time in this game and swings through the breaking ball 0-1. David McSweeney, the Brockton starter, also working pretty quickly with nobody on base. That's a changeup pop to the left side. It's going to be pretty easy play for Jack Obert. And this is a 4-pitch inning so far for David McSweeney. 4 pitches, 2 up, 2 out. And here is Shane Walkley, who popped up to the pitcher his first time up. Up and away. On the inside corner, 1-1. McSweeney's fastball, mid-80s. Foul tipped at the plate, 1-2. Walkley, first baseman from Mount St. Mary's College. Trying to get on base. I think he chokes up just a tad on the bat. That's a strike 3 call. Backdoor curve.
Yep.
Took his time, but it was a strike all the way, apparently. And it was a 7-pitch inning for the Brockton starter, David McSweeney, as we go quickly.
I was going to say.
That was a quick third inning.
This game has been, no doubt, but we don't want to jinx it. So.
Yeah. 4 pitches on one side, 7 pitches on the other. And we go to the 4th just that quickly. Here at Holman. I think Pete's gone down there to check too. Still that big concessions line down there.
It'll be there until it's time for them to leave.
For the rest of the game, right?
Now, a lot of the times in these games, John, they leave before the end of the game. Look at these kids on the dugout.
Oh, yeah. We got a dance contest going on.
Yeah, exactly.
The Worms.
Yep.
It's got to be hot, Tim says. He's right on that roof over there.
I don't know if these guys are going to win.
It is the hottest day of the year so far. It's supposed to top off around 87 today, I think.
Oh, we reached 90 already this year.
Did we? Oh,
yeah.
we did 90?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did. That's
reached
right.
90, yeah. I'll be covering high school softball this afternoon. Tournament softball starts today. Alvern is at Pinkerton. Locally, the only Nashua team in the tournament is Bishop Girton. They are at Salem.
BG in the tournament.
And then for all you Merrimack viewers, your Merrimack team is going to be at Londonderry. Everybody's on the road this year, John Collins. There aren't too many home games in any sport. Lacrosse, a couple of them.
Jumping back out of the way of that pitch was Manny Ramirez Jr. Manny's kid right here batting at home and jumps out of the way of another one. And he does have home run power. Let's see if he gets a pitch he can drive here on 2-0. His team is down 3-0. You would think that McSweeney would not want to walk him. Gives him a pitch to hit. He skies it behind home plate. And it is just into the 5th row or so.
Yeah, this is not the Oakland Coliseum. There is not a whole lot of foul territory here. You know, it really isn't. The most you see is probably in that area right around the bullpen before it branches out.
Oh, right. Yeah,
that's
left
about,
field.
Yeah, that's about the most.
Definitely the most, yeah.
Before you get into deep left where the warning track is.
Eric Civic to Manny Jr. up and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Civic can get the ball up to 90. He might be reaching back for something extra here. He kind of spiked it last time, but he throws it right down the middle this time. And this one is going to be just out of the reach of Shane Walkley. 3-2 the count. So we should be getting a report on Michaela soon, hopefully, and it'll be good news. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and he had him out in front of the breaking ball in the dirt. Throw to first base and out.
All right, not a bad job to battle back from 3-0. You would not have seen that the last few days. Civic is putting on a pitching clinic right now, the way he is thrown.
Speaking of drop third strikes, there's a high school baseball video that's just gone viral this week of a high school baseball catcher in the final out of a championship game. His team up by 1 with a runner on first. Big swing and a miss. Puts the third strike in the dirt in his back pocket and goes out to celebrate with his pitcher. And the lead runner and the batter run around the bases meantime, and they lose by a run. It's the most kind of disturbing video you'll ever see. One team celebrating a championship and the other team, and they got into a big argument with the umpire, and he said, I never called the guy out. I said safe. He had to throw to first. And
no one was paying attention.
Yeah, the catcher just somehow assumed he was out because first base was occupied. But 2 outs, doesn't matter if first base is occupied. You still got to complete the strikeout.
Right.
Yeah, and you can go see it. It's everywhere, that clip. A lesson in drop third strikes with a man on first and 2 out. A hard lesson for that poor catcher. The second baseman knew it right away. He was looking for the ball. It was in the catcher's back pocket in the pig pile. The 2-2 misses away. So
Cam Cook is throwing hot dogs to the crowd.
Is he really?
Yes, the general
I
manager.
hope it's wrapped in foil.
Yeah, they're all right. Yeah, exactly. They're all wrapped.
Fouled off to the left. You're making me hungry. Do you eat hot dogs still, Tom, or no?
I had one the other night, but
do?
you know what? I gotta really be careful with
diet,
them.
right?
Processed food, I can't really eat it. It's too bad because they're really good here.
You remember?
They're really, really good here.
Yeah. A 3-2 count. Eric Civic trying to avoid the walk. He's had one. I think he's had 2 in the game. That was a quick third inning. Nobody got on base, either team. That's a ball high, just high, the fastball.
3-0 here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah.
Last night, John, after an hour and a half, we were just finishing the 3rd.
Wow.
One of those games.
Right.
There weren't. I mean, it wasn't the hits. I mean, Westfield only in quotes had 10 hits.
Just the plays weren't being made, you said.
Well, plays weren't being made, but also pitches weren't being. 14 walks, John. 14 walks, and I believe 10 wild pitches by Silver Knights pitching. I
swung on and missed.
Didn't see that last night.
Yeah, had way out ahead of that.
Of course, I would imagine if it's a morning game and you're playing, you're anxious at the plate, you want to swing, so you get the day done and get the, Oh, hit and run was on and did not happen.
Yeah, fouls it off.
Brockton trying to make a little noise here.
Jordan Kahn, batter from Georgetown University. Grew up in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, this is turn on the heat.
Oh, that hit him on a check swing, and he will go to first.
Second hit by pitch.
Looked like it hit him on the arm.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to be any worse for wear as Kahn gets aboard. So a walk and a hit by pitch.
Yeah, he turned to the umpire and showed him where it hit him, but the umpire had already seen it.
Jake Fitzgibbons walked his only time up. The Brockton Rocks catcher trying to come up with some magic here as their team is down 3-0. A big hit here could take a big bite out of that deficit. as he looks at an 86-mile-an-hour fastball up and away from Eric Sibuk, who just got to Nashua, Tom said, and they handed him the ball. Said, you're pitching.
Well, he knew it.
Pop up in the infield. The shortstop, Giuliano, has it. And that is the second out.
The reason there's so many pop-ups is Sibuk has kept them off balance.
Yep.
You know, they are swinging late and just getting a piece of the ball and popping it up. That's been about the fourth pop-up in the infield today.
Yeah, a lot of pop-ups. Luke Bauer got hit by a pitch his first time up, and he is trying to keep the inning alive for the Rocks. You need these runs.
You need these runs, but you need Sibuk to give them some length. They had to use 6 pitchers last night. And Kyle Jackson said, I can't do this every day. You know, we don't have that many pitchers. You know, they've got a lot, but they don't have that many.
No.
You know, and he said, I don't have them. There's more that are on their way. So
this is a 9-inning game.
Yeah, so it's
base hit to right.
Yep.
He goes the other way, does Bauer. That's going to score 1 run. There's the throw to the plate. Maybe not. Throw, and he's out. What a cannon from right field. The Silver Knights, Shane McNamara, doing it at the plate and doing it in the field. Hello, the Aaron Judge of the Silver Knights today.
Yep, McNamara with that big throw. Nice piece of hitting by Brockton to get that inside-out swing on the off-speed to go the opposite way. But McNamara with a great throw and getting the play at the plate.
And you can see that the manager of the Brockton Rocks thinks the slide was underneath, but you're not going to get a replay here in the Futures League. Futures Collegiate Baseball League doesn't quite have the budget yet for the video replay. Maybe after this game, after the concession stand gate, they can put it in.
Exactly.
But what a throw by McNamara. He didn't even bounce it, Tom. That's the key on those monster throws from right. And we have seen over the years, was it the Cobra, Dave Parker in the All-Star game, remember that? And then Dwight Evans was able to do it for the Red Sox in right field for many years. If you could throw a seed from the outfield on the fly to the catcher, it changes things dramatically in those close plays.
That's just it.
Yeah. Great tag applied by Kyle DeRoma.
There was no hesitation.
No hesitation.
At all. So
yeah, he charged it like an infielder, which is great. I mean, that was a hard hit ground ball right through the middle of that giant hole over there. Great hit by Bauer. But the shutout is intact, and it also saves pitches on the part of your starting pitcher.
Sure does.
Gets Sibuk off the mound. No runs scored. And on to the bottom of the fourth. Kyle DeRoma, who just applied that tag, will get to bat first. Facing David McSweeney, the starter for the Rocks. Kicks and throws. First pitch swinging. Skip hops to the shortstop. And across the diamond. Nicely done. Matt Alexander, shortstop for the Rocks, very smooth. Nick O'Connor got robbed of a hit by third baseman Jack Olbert in his first at bat. He had a swinging bunt off the end of the bat that just trickled about 45 feet down the third base line in on the grass, and Olbert came in, made a nice bare hand play throw on the run to get him by half a running step. Fouled off to the left, and it's 1-1 the count on the Silver Knights left fielder, Nick O'Connor.
Pitchers are working quickly. Of course, no one on base, that helps, but I mean, they are working quickly today.
Popped up over our left shoulders. I wonder if this younger generation watching the pitch clock at major league level will start to mentally incorporate that into their games. I think it will have an effect. The get it and throw it type of mentality.
I think so too, doesn't it? Yeah.
Kids tend to copy what they see.
Right.
great range to the left.
And he
Slip
slips,
and a throw and
and it
safe at
cost him.
first. It did
The
cost him.
slip
Tom.
cost him. Yep.
Yeah. Second baseman Jordan Kahn did a great job to get there on a very hard hit. One hopper to his left, but then, I don't know, whatever dew is remaining on that grass maybe, or he just didn't get a cleat into the blades of the grass over there, and he slipped. And as Tom said, good hustle out of the box, by the way, by O'Connor. I give him a base hit on that, Tom. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. No doubt about it. Oh, yeah.
No error.
No error, no.
Even though it was a physical slip.
Yeah, you slip.
But he did a good job just to get to it, let's be honest. And so base hit, infield hit for O'Connor. Almost had 2 infield hits in this game. So it's Richie Paltridge. Looks at a strike inside corner at the knees, the breaking ball over the plate for David McSweeney. He's peeking over his shoulder at O'Connor. Far down the left field line and foul.
Well, let's see. You want to send this runner, John?
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. The Silver Knights playing with house money right now, up 3-0. 1 out. Would like to get that runner into scoring position. Maybe.
I thought that was it because his foot was on that corner. See, I always judge whether they get to that little point of the grass on the infield dirt, that far point by the cutout. If they do, that usually tells me that they're really kind of looking for a start. But now he's not there yet. Now
Inching his way there.
Yeah, he's not quite there. Nope.
Not going. That would have been a great pitch to throw him out on,
actually. I was just going to say, he made the right choice there.
Yeah.
Now you're 1-2 with an out.
O'Connor wearing his...
There he goes.
Oh, there's a throw to... Another throw to... Great jump. Great jump by O'Connor.
Great jump. Ball was way away. No chance.
So holding on to it was Jake Fitzgibbons, the Rocks catcher, elected not to throw it. And an excellent jump and a read of the pitcher by Nick O'Connor steals the base. So a 1-out base runner in scoring position for the Silver Knights. And a full count now to Richie Paltridge.
I'd tie Paltridge up inside here. Don't really need to throw him a strike, but he goes right down the middle.
Popped him up, foul territory, playable for Jack Oberg.
Oh,
and
he dropped
it.
Overran it.
Yeah. You can see by his shadow where the sun is. It was in play probably on that pop-up, but still as he looks back up at...
And that's an error. That has to be ruled an error.
That is an error, yep.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's the second out right there, and he wasn't able to make it. Paltridge gets new life, John. Let's see what he does with it.
Another 3-2 pitch forthcoming from David McSweeney. Good lead off the base by O'Connor. Swung on and missed, and the pitcher picks up his fielder.
I just got word that Michaela
fastball.
and Bruce are okay, as I kind of figured with no EMTs coming over there.
Good news. Good news.
Yep. So Paltridge down on strikes. Too bad. He fought hard. He got second life. Wasn't able to take advantage of it.
I wonder if that was above the zone. I think it might have been high, but McSweeney gets the job done. First pitch swing,
drop.
Shallow fly to center, and closing
jump.
speed.
Wow, great jump. I didn't think he had a chance.
You're right.
Well,
I mean,
he wasn't playing awfully deep.
No, and right off the bat, great first step. Pressure's on Shane Walkley to hit the home run for the free bat today.
He's got power.
Well, Shane's already got it.
I believe he hit 11 during the college season.
That'd be something for the game story if a couple of Shanes went back to back.
Yeah, sure would.
Or both hit homers, I should say. So the Silver Knights. Is that it? Same pitcher? 34.
Yeah, it looks like
it's still
Civic.
Eric.
Yep.
Yep, Eric Civic. Man, he can pop the mitt. He's got 90-mile-an-hour fastball speed. So he's pitching a shutout right now, thanks to some fine defense behind him, helping out. He's pitched very, very well, but Ryan Giuliano comes to mind with that double play he started on the 100-mile-an-hour plus grounder, 6-4-3, and then that great throw from right field by Shane McNamara to nail the base runner with 2 outs, making it a 3-out, no-run inning. So the Rocks will go back to the drawing board here. Michael Balboni, the 9-hitter, batting for the second time in this game. Grounded. Actually, he's the guy hit into the double play, the number 8 hitter in the order. Draws leadoff duty here in the top of the 5th of this 9-inning contest.
Sailing through.
And the pitch. Outside corner at 86. 1-1. Silver Knights defending against Balboni. Straight away at all positions. Trying to bring that back over the outside corner. DeRoma doesn't get that frame. Nice try. The 2-1 pitch on the way. That's outside, 3-1. So the only chink in the armor for Eric Civic today has been the walks and the hit by pitches, and he's in danger of walking the leadoff batter here with a 3-0 lead. Swinging on the 3-1 and flying out to the left fielder.
Swinging, didn't get a pitch to pull, decided to go opposite way and swung inside out. It was a nice inside-out swing. He just got it up in the air too high.
So Balboni flies out to left. And here is Jack Obert, who grounded back to the pitcher his first time. Nice weather is supposed to continue tomorrow, I think, for those first-round high school baseball playoff games.
Yeah, we're hoping to keeping our fingers crossed for Friday, late in the day with the education, with the ring ceremony.
Game.
With the ring
ceremony.
Now, normally they'd have the ring ceremony on their season opening night, but
yeah, that's a 6 o'clock start, right?
Right. Yes, it is. But because the 6 o'clock start for the game,
the ring ceremony is supposed to be like 5:30.
I would imagine so. But they opened on Saturday and did not want to have it on a Saturday night. They wanted to have it on a night where they'd have a huge crowd with fireworks.
Gabe Pitts lays out and makes the catch. Gabe Pitts. What great closing. Excuse me, that's not Gabe Pitts. That's the center fielder for the Silver Knights. Luca Giuliano had it.
Great play. He's an all-star last year, Johnny. You see why. He can make defensive plays. He can get on base. He can do a lot of things. He's a perfect leadoff hitter for this team.
Luca Giuliano, I'll get it. Wow, you could see right off the bat that he got a tremendous break. That was a high fly ball, but it was exactly in the middle of the gap.
Huge.
And he ran about 100 feet before he went to the Superman dive and made the play. Hard hop to the third baseman and a great throw across the diamond by Jake Hatch.
All right, John Collins, I have to head out to an important meeting, so...
Yep. And hurry back.
I will hopefully be, and I don't have to go very far, so I hopefully will be able to get right back here for the last couple of innings.
We look forward to your return, Tom. And we'll see how this one plays out as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Silver Knights have been just brilliant on defense today. Had a gem in just about every inning so far. That double play turn earlier, that happened in the 2nd. The great catch in center field there by Luca Giuliano, and the throw from the right fielder Shane McNamara to nail the base runner at the plate for the 3rd out last inning. Tremendous Education Day crowd here on hand at Holman Stadium on a sun-drenched Wednesday, May 31st of 2023. as more free hot dogs are being tossed into the booth and around the stadium by the staff of the Silver Knights. This is fun. I did take a photo of that new plaque that was put in here by the Silver Knights to commemorate Nashua's Holman Stadium being officially named a stop on the Black Heritage Tour, Black History Tour, and it is a deserved honor for the historic ball yard where the first ever fully integrated professional baseball league game was played in 1946 with Roy Campanella and Don Newcomb on the team. Jackie Robinson was playing for the AAA team in Canada for the Brooklyn Dodgers before he made his debut. Went directly from that team to Brooklyn and Branch Ricky's Dodgers. Ground ball inside the bag. That's a base hit, trying for two. There's going to be a throw to second and plenty of time. The runner is out by 30 feet. What a play by the Brockton Rock's left fielder, Luke Bauer. He got over there in plenty of time. Luca Giolongo made that great catch last inning. Cam Carrigan was looking for his second double, leading off here in the bottom of the fifth inning. He wraps a hard base hit inside the third base bag, but he couldn't get the second in anywhere near enough time to beat the throw by Bauer, who was playing fairly shallow and toward the line. So it wasn't like your typical double that goes down into the left field corner and rattles around. Carrigan had his work cut out for him to get to second base, and that ball was waiting for him in plenty of time for the first out of the inning. So Carrigan, despite the base hits, retired. Hot dogs are going flying over my head into the luxury box that's there. And it's just keeping these kids on their toes and buzzing, because you have to be on the lookout for getting hit by a foul ball, but you would like to get hit by a free hot dog, I think. Back to the top of the order, Luca Giolongo has a double, a hustle double. It was a high baseball IQ double in the first inning. It grazed by that pitch. A hit by pitch as Giolongo takes his base. A one-out base runner aboard for the Silver Knights. Second time that Giolongo has been on in this game. So he hit a ball, a soft liner into the right center field gap, leading off in the bottom of the first. And as he took a big turn around first, the middle infielder lobbed the ball back to the pitcher. And Giolongo took off for second. There was a play on him at second, but he slid headfirst under the tag as the ball went into center field. And now checking on him is David McSweeney, starting pitcher. He remembers the daring speed of Luca Giolongo. The last time he was on base, he bluffs to steal, doesn't go, and a strike called on the outside corner. 85-mile-an-hour fastball there from David McSweeney. Working against Ryan Giuliano's 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout to right field. That one's down and in. You know, you have to have a good arm to work for the Silver Knights. This guy is just making perfect throws with these hot dogs up into the upper boxes. And again, Giolongo forced to go back. Tim, you want one? You do, right? So let's see if we can get him to throw to the broadcast guy. This is going to be tough. I got a game in front of me. Tim can't do it because he's got to hold on to the camera. I don't know if I can get his attention. He's got a lot of hot dogs in tinfoil that he's throwing up over us. This is remarkable. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get his attention. Giolongo dives back into first again. I juggle a lot of things as a dispatcher, but this would be challenging. There goes the runner, high fly to right. Giolongo's going to have to get back if this ball is gloved by the right fielder. It is deep, though, and he will not take a shot at Luca as he trots back to the bag. A fly out. So here's Shane McNamara. Giuliano put up a fight, but he goes down on a fly out to right. Let's see if Giuliano takes off and steals here with McNamara at the plate. Maybe not. You know he has home run power because we saw him go oppo. A very impressive opposite field home run. His first time up to give the Silver Knights a big 2-0 lead. There goes Giuliano, and a big hack and a foul back by Shane McNamara, and that spoils what looked like was going to be an easy stolen base for Luca Giuliano. This guy's arm's got to be tired. McSweeney checking the base run. That's a balk. He kind of flinched a little bit. Made a motion like he was going to throw over to first, and then he was caught indecisive. So it's a balk called on David McSweeney, and Luca Giuliano is awarded. Giuliano is awarded second base. That's high. 1-1 is the count. Shane McNamara has had a 2-run home run and a defensive play of the game. Throwing a runner out from right field at home plate. The 1-1 pitch high to center. It's in the ballpark, though. That is the third out if he catches it, and Gabe Pitts puts it away. So the Silver Knights threaten. They get a runner to scoring position, but they do not score. And then we go to the top of the 6th inning. It is a 3-0 Nashua Silver Knights lead. So that plaque that was dedicated last night with Karen Newcomb, Don Newcomb's widow here, it reads like this: Black Heritage Trail, New Hampshire, Nashua, New Hampshire. The Nashua Dodgers, a farm club of the Brooklyn Dodgers in the Class B New England League, is believed to be the first racially integrated professional baseball team in the United States. Roy Campanella and Don Newcomb were signed to play with the Nashua Dodgers in 1946. When Jackie Robinson was playing with the Dodgers AAA team in Montreal. Campanella became the first black player to manage a major league affiliated team when he took over in the 7th inning as manager of the Nashua Dodgers after the full-time manager was ejected. Campanella and Newcomb would follow Robinson's footsteps. That doesn't say that on the plaque. It says Campanella and Newcomb would follow Robinson to play with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Campanella in 1948 and Newcomb in 1949. The Black Heritage Trail plaque that now hangs here at Historic Holman Stadium. A big moment last night. Big day today. About 3,000 in attendance, more actually if you count the parents and the chaperones and our crew, our A-team here, bringing you the game on Nashua TV, Bedford TV, and Merrimack TV. Glad to do it on this final day of May 2023. First pitch, swinging ground ball to the second baseman, and up with it over to first. One up, one pitch, and one down as Cam Carrigan feels the ball, throws over, and that was Manny Ramirez Jr. is up now, so that was the 2-hitter Matt Alexander, the shortstop that just grounded out on the first pitch. Eric Sibuk, the starting pitcher for the Silver Knights, has had some real economic innings. Manny has been hit by a pitch already and nearly got Bean there on a slow curve. He had to duck under it. 1-0. Curveball hits the outside corner. Top of the zone. Good pitch there from Sibuk, who has been avoiding fastballs down the middle to the son of Major League great hitter Manny Ramirez. Has to duck under a fastball this time, mid-80s, as it springs back. Saw him win the home run derby for his Brockton Rocks team last year. with a couple of batters that were struggling to hit homers in that contest. And when Manny Ramirez got to the plate, I mean, ball was just jumping off his bat. Does look a little bit like he put a few pounds on since then, some muscle since last season as he matures physically. Seen nothing but breaking balls in the zone and fastballs over his head in this at-bat so far. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Manny Jr. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That was below the zone, it looked like, and Sibak, with a steady diet of breaking balls, gets the strikeout. So Ryan Gundy, the first baseman, has struck out and walked in 2 at-bats this morning. Almost said this afternoon again. 11:48 a.m. We are into the top of the 6th inning, and 2 out already thanks to Eric Sibak's pitching and the Silver Knights defense. David McSweeney hasn't been all that bad, the pitcher for the Brockton Rocks. Certainly that big blow by Shane McNamara, the huge difference in the game, going opposite field on a fastball in the first inning and just powering it out of here for a 2-run homer. The difference in the game. Yanking that one foul was Grundy. Plays his ball at Holy Cross in Worcester. Looking for a 1-2 offering here from Eric Sibak from Stevens. Broken bat hit in play down the right field line. That's doubles territory. Churning for second. Long throw is a great one, but it's a little late. What a hose Shane McNamara has in right field. Almost threw that ball on the fly to second base. Just bounced just to the right of the bag. Hustling all the way. Ryan Grundy has a 2-out double. Believe that is the first extra base hit that Eric Sibak has allowed in this game. Comes with 2 outs. And the batter gets jammed. Jordan Kahn has flied to right and been hit by a pitch. That ball looked to be up out of the zone. Fouls it off. The 0-1. Timeout called by the batter. Well, he might have been getting a little bit quick pitch there, and so Kahn called timeout. Spells his name like the hot dog, Kahn, and not like the actor. Jimmy Kahn. C-A-A-N. Oh, is that hot dogs? Is that Cam Cook? He's still throwing them out. Hopefully he'll walk up here and give Tim O'Neill his hot dog, because he's just going crazy with this and flying all over the place. But not making their way here. Eric Sibak's pitch is going to miss outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man in scoring position for the Rocks. They trail 3-0. Silver Knights with 2 in the first and 1 in the second. That's all the scoring so far. Kyle DeRoma gloves that one in the left-handed batter's box, and the count has gone full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sibak desperately not wanting to walk the batter here. There goes the runner. Ground ball up the middle, stopped to his feet. Great throw to first. What a play by the Silver Knights second baseman, Cam Carrigan. Wow. To retire the side with no run still. The defensive gems keep coming for the Nashua Silver Knights as we go to the bottom of the inning. 3-0. The Silver Knights lead as they come to the field for the Love Is Gone song.
Leading off the sixth for Nashua is the Walter Bat Company hitter of the game from Mount St. Mary's University, the first baseman, number 18, Shane Walkley.
As we hear from the Holman PA, you heard Shane Walkley draws leadoff duty for the Nashua Silver Knights as we move along to the bottom of the sixth inning. The Silver Knights trying to add to their 3-0 lead. Walkley going opposite field and hits it over the left fielder's head on one hop off the wall. Churning for second base, a leadoff double for Shane Walkley. So the Shanes getting it done here. Shane McNamara with a 2-run homer earlier to the left field opposite way. Left-handed batter also going over the boards. This one almost a home run off the bat of Shane Walkley. Kyle DeRoma is 1 for 2.
Maybe in a bit we'll give you a break and you can go sit in the shade for a few minutes again.
Chance to expand on this 3-0 advantage that the Silver Knights enjoy now. That was the 6th hit for Nashua off the bat of Walkley. Gonna bunt first base side on 2 hops. McSweeney took a look but throws to first base. Sacrifice works for the Silver Knights. 1-3 advances Walkley to third with less than 2 out. Nick O'Connor had a infield hit robbed and an infield hit gained. Third baseman Jack Obert on a charging barehand play nipped him the first time up. The second time up, ripped a shot to the left of and that goes right almost the same spot. They waste no time. Base hit to the right side by Nick O'Connor. RBI single. It's a 4-0 lead as Shane Walkley trots across the plate. I was going to say that was where he hit the ball earlier. You're the second baseman, Jordan Conn. Maybe you want to take that hole away because he went over there and made a nice glove play last time that O'Connor was up, but slipped on the grass and O'Connor reached on an infield hit. That was right through to the outfield, of course. So a 4-0 lead for the Silver Knights here in the bottom of the 6th inning of a 9-inning game. And the batter, Richie Paltridge, the designated hitter for the Silver Knights. Got the great word that Michaela Savageau and Bruce Hillsmeyer, our camera crew down on the field, who were negatively affected by the heat, to put it mildly, they are going to be okay. And glad to have you guys back. It's a bit of a scare there on a close to 90. Oh, I'm sure it feels the bit of 90 in the sun on a cloudless Wednesday morning here at Holman Stadium. That's a bender over the plate for strike one to Richie Paltridge from Siena College, transferred from Penn State. Swings through that one, and he is seeing a 2-2 count now. It was above the zone, I think, but couldn't stop himself from chasing the fastball. Probably looking for the fastball there and got tempted as McSweeney elevated. McSweeney checking in on O'Connor. Left fielder dives back in safely. Jake Hatch on deck for the Silver Knights. That's up and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's only 1 out. It'll be interesting to see if Kyle Jackson, the manager of the Silver Knights, sends Nick O'Connor on this pitch or not. I think he might take a shot. Nick O'Connor off with the pitch. Ground ball off the mound. It's going to go through. As the shortstop moved over, I think Matt Alexander kind of got played by that hop because it went off the mound with such pace. And his full momentum was going toward the second base bag. Ball was back to his right, back toward left field. And a good job sending the runner there by Kyle Jackson. He had the infield moving and the runners moving, and a hard hit single to center off the bat of Richie Paltridge. So the Silver Knights have something brewing here. They've already got 1 run in. first and third with one out, and here's Jake Hatch, third baseman. Oh, he has to duck away from some chin music there. 1 ball and no strikes. Hatch from Emerson College. Silver Knights struggling to score runs in their first week of the season. Changing it up here as they've been coming up with some big hits. None bigger, of course, than the 2-run homer by Shane McNamara to start things off in the first. And we're going to have a mound visit now for the Brockton Rox. First mound visit by either manager. A 2-0 count on Jake Hatch. Paltridge at first base, O'Connor over at third. Not an easy pitch to handle there by Paltridge. He had a fastball, I think it was right in on the inside corner. Was able to get the hands inside the ball, and ground ball hit the mound, hit the third base side of the mound, and that messed up the shortstop covering second on the steal. Interesting, they had changed up the usually if it's a right-handed batter, the second baseman will cover second on a steal. In that instance, the shortstop was charging over to the bag, I guess expecting that Paltridge would hit it to the right side. Instead, he pulled it just enough. So now after the mound visit, the 2-0 pitch, and tying up the batter. That's a swing and bunt. Tough play for Olbert. He does it again, though, and a run scores. It is an RBI ground out for Jake Hatch. 2 outs, but 2 runs in now for the Silver Knights. They are leading 5-0. That is a pretty commanding lead for as well as Eric Siebert is pitching for Nashua. Jack Olbert, just a third base bare hand machine over there. He makes easy work of difficult plays, including that jam job ground ball off the bat of Hatch. Here's Cam Carrigan from Colby Sawyer College. 9-hitter in the order. Rips it to left. This is going to get down. Is it going to stay in the park? Over the wall. Ground rule double. Wow, that was a shot. Just over the low red bricks in left. And the Silver Knights with another big 2-out hit. A 2-out double for Carrigan. His second of the game. Boy, he's not your typical 9-hitter at all. He got thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double his last time up. There was going to be no throwing him out that time, as that ball got out of here on a hop in a hurry. Six to nothing, the Silver Knights lead as we go back to the top of the order, and Luca Giuliango getting up for the 4th time. Been hit by a pitch, grounded out, and doubled to begin things for the Silver Knights. Fouls it straight back. Fastball from David McSweeney, who's been pitching his heart out here, just doesn't have very much results to show for it, thanks to the timely and quality hitting. Great swings we've seen today from the Silver Knights batters. Timing up some fastballs and driving the ball to all reaches of the park. 0-2 count, though, here on Luca Giuliango, as Giuliango is trying to keep the inning alive. He fouls off a curve and dancing out of the way of that. Let's see. Went into a class in the Education Day blue T-shirts. Looks like everybody's okay. Free souvenir over there. We'll do the 0-2 pitch again. Not wasting any pitches here. David McSweeney with an 0-2 count. Throws it right in there. Well, actually, it was on the inside corner. Great pitch. That one finds an empty seat to our right. And the at-bat continues. One of the expenses of running a professional baseball team. Those balls really aren't cheap. Which makes it a great souvenir. quality ones are. Don't get the ones that say official league on them. Those are sawdust. 0-2. That one might have hit him. No, it stayed inside off the plate. Not too much room in there between Luca Giolongo's right foot and the dish. Ball in. 1-2 is the count. Carrigan with a good lead off at third. Obert with the sure hands at third base. Scoop job at first base. Nicely done by the Rock's Ryan Grundy, and that is the third out of the inning. So we have played through 6 full, and the score 6-0. The Silver Knights enjoying the lead with at least 1/3 of this one still left to go here on Nashua ETV. Alex Misig into the game for the Silver Knights, new pitcher and same old broadcaster. Welcome back, Tom King.
Thank you, John Collins. Looks like I missed 3 runs.
Yes, some timely hitting. Carrigan would have almost 3 doubles. He got thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double his last time up, but he got the last RBI. He may have just caught it when you got back, but he's been hitting the heck out of the ball as the 9-hitter for the Silver Knights. You know when your 9-hitter hits the ball like 3 doubles or 2 doubles and a single, things are going to be looking up for your offense.
Wow, this is a completely different look. I mean, it's just it's night and day what we've seen the last 3 or 4 days. So
you know Misig, the pitcher, right?
Alex,
you saw him work?
Alex came
Misig.
in relief on Saturday. He was scheduled to start Sunday because they're short of pitchers. So they scheduled Alex to start Sunday, but
very high to right, but that's foul. Look down the concession stand
possibly
area.
Playable? No. But
Off the
Kyle
roof.
Jackson told me if he had to use him in relief on Saturday night, he wouldn't pitch on Sunday. And sure enough, he had to come in relief, and he did almost the same thing he did in Game 2 of the FCBL Finals. Pitched basically 1 or 2 hit, I think 3 hit relief. But he did give up 1 run. Didn't give up the hit that scored it, but the run was charged to him, I believe, 4 1/3 innings of relief.
Skies it to the left side, and a long time to come down into the glove of Jake Hatch.
The thing about Alex Misig is he has command, John.
Yep, good.
That's the fastball command, and it works.
Luke Bauer, the batter now. That pop-up off the bat of Fitzgibbons to start the inning.
It'll be
1 up, 1 down.
I'll be curious to see how Kyle Jackson pieces this together, right?
Yeah.
Not a save situation, but really they need a win desperately. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly they do. Bullpen-wise, this is Misig's first inning, right?
Yeah.
And who pitched last inning? Was it?
It was still
the starter.
Civic, yeah, Eric Civic.
All right, so
yeah.
they got 6 good innings out of Civic, 6 shutout innings, a 2-hit ball. So that you got to ride that when you can. He didn't throw that many pitches, that's for sure. So he had some innings where he ran the count 3 balls. And he had a couple of walks and hit batsmen, but he didn't really. He wasn't extended a lot with a lot of multiple foul balls on hitters. So I would think that he was able to go 6. That was a lifeline for them because they needed their starter to go 6 innings today.
Oh, that was a line shot that just went right over the head of Misig, fortunately, off the bat of Michael Balboni.
Pitched down and in and golfed out.
best news of the day, Tom. Both Michaela Savageau and Bruce Hillsmeyer are all right.
Yeah.
And not only did they not go to the hospital, I think they're working for us still here.
What happened?
Troopers, just the heat got to them.
The
he
heat,
said.
because they're right in the sun.
Yeah.
So
should have brought my safari hat for them.
Well, there are some kids that are up here in the shade, right outside the press box door. You barely get out because they're all there. And the chaperone told me that they were there because they needed to get out of the sun because of the heat. So
yeah, that's the only bad part about a nice day like this. It's almost
inside out on Misig, and it works for a base hit. Now you got first and second.
Yeah, he Rod Carruted over there.
Yeah.
Nice job of hitting, and he's on base, so it's first and second. The Rock's trying to make a dent in this shutout now, this team shutout that the Silver Knights pitching has going. Civic was fantastic, Tom, through 6.
Yeah, I think Misig will be just as fantastic. He's tested now. We'll see how he does it. We're going to go over a couple signs of how to pitch, how to pitch to this hitter. I mean, I don't think you're going to see Brockton try to run on Misig, but we'll see.
Yeah, not with this score.
Right, and there's no danger of a bunt. There's 2 outs. It doesn't do anything unless you want to bunt for a base hit and load the bases.
Yeah. So he takes a breath there and reloads. What's sure is going on? Oh, the home plate umpire making some indications.
Don't know. The Brockton coach is wondering what's going on. He's got his hands out.
He's still got his hands out.
Yeah. What's the call? I didn't understand what he was doing.
No. Need people to be mic'd up. By the way, the graphics have been fantastic, Tom. You're not afforded to see the monitor in there, but Dan Young has done some great work for us.
Oh, Dan's an expert over there.
Yeah, we had the line score superimposed over the crowd shot, first base side, bunt right back to the pitcher.
I don't get that.
And a nice stretch for the out.
Oh, that's a big stretch.
Yeah.
Wow, big play at
Third
first
out of
base.
the inning.
Big play. That's why I was surprised.
He was bunted for a hit, and he bunted right back
to the mound.
If
you're going to bunt for a hit, lay one down towards the third base side.
He put it right in the dirt funnel there.
Yeah. So now Kyle Jackson is going to talk to the umpire about what that was all about.
Yeah.
They were pointing both directions. I don't know what it was. Maybe he wanted both players to get all players on both sides to get in the dugout. I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, Kyle's relaying it to his players right now, whatever the message was.
Very curious.
Yeah, Tom will find that out later on. And there's that great graphics I'm talking about. It's the line score over the shot of the crowd and behind home plate, and it just looks like Wrigley Field right now here on Nashua ETV.
Well, it sounds it with the organ, doesn't it?
Yes.
We just don't have Pete Johnson singing it, you know? Singing "Take Me Out to the Ball."
I don't know. Is Al St. Louis still here?
Yeah, I don't know.
They should do that on Education Day. We should tell the Silver Knights they should do that.
They should have the kids sing it.
Yes. Oh, they were singing it?
Some of them were.
Oh, they took it off the PA. So some people were singing it. And we go from the old-time Wrigley Field back to the pop music, and everybody's enjoying that too.
And there's a Frisbee in the stands. Frisbees.
Oh, yeah. They were giving them
by
away.
Silver Knights, yes, by the Silver Knights.
Tom, that's what you saw the hot dogs, but they kept doing that, and Tim didn't get one. It was flying over, went to the luxury boxes. It was like, they had some young man on the staff. Oh, autographs. We're looking at Manny Jr. signing.
Tim's never.
Oh, that's Nashua.
Tim never.
That's Luca Giolongo signing autographs down there by the dugout, in case you're wondering. He had a tremendous diving catch earlier in the game.
Great catch. I mean, this is just not the same team I've seen.
Yeah. I'd love to ask him if he's ever done that steal that double before. That was something else. Kind of a delayed steal in the middle of a hit. So here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Silver Knights have had 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and they just put up another crooked number in the 6th inning with 3 runs in. Doubles and singles galore in that 6th inning. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Now this is I mean, if you got a big crowd here, kids, you know, make it fun for them. They'll all want to come back. They'll bring their mother and their father back. You know, they'll be chaperoned. You know, Mom, we want to go to a Silver Knights game again. You know, we had a great time. So that's the whole idea of this. And
so that's not McSweeney anymore, if I'm not mistaken. It's number 40 for the Rocks. And I have him on. I have him on the roster as Sullivan. So it's Sullivan now pitching for Brockton. And he is going from the stretch. That was one giveaway there. That's not the same pitcher. He goes to the stretch with nobody on. McSweeney was from the windup, nobody on base. One and one is the count. And that curveball's right over the middle. Shane McNamara on deck for the Silver Knights, and that is Ryan Giuliano that just went down.
Yep.
So Shane McNamara, the only thing he needs to match Aaron Judge's fantastic 2-home run, and took a runaway catch in right yesterday, is another homer. And he takes one in there. That was a pretty good pitch to swing at. 0-1, 80 miles an hour from Sullivan of the Rocks. Jackknifes out of the way of that one. That was pretty acrobatic, not just to not get hit by that. Tommy Sullivan, 6'1", 185. He's a sophomore at Franklin Pierce, resident or native of Plymouth, Massachusetts. With a 1-1 count, with one out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th for the Silver Knights. That was 75 up and away.
Yeah, curveball up and away.
Nashua TV joined by Merrimack and Bedford cable TV today. That's a ball just off the plate inside. A good take, it turns out, by McNamara. Let's see if he gears up here on 3-1 hitters count. There's something in the zone that he can drive. Brockton Rock center fielders impossibly shallow for a guy with McNamara's power. But they're just daring him to hit it over their heads. Oh, that's a backdoor strike. That might have been a cut fastball.
Yeah, they weren't giving in to McNamara with the fastball there.
Well, we saw what he can do, Oppo.
Right. And there's a nice little gap there in left center field.
The 3-2
Although the left fielder is shaded towards center.
Foul.
Just saved the at-bat.
I mean, he could just hit a, almost for him, routine fly ball, and you would think it would get over the head of the center fielder, Gabe Pitts.
Right.
But we'll see. A lot of room out in Holman, of course, the dead center. That's where the only guys like Glenn Murray can go. The pitch, hard hit, grounded to the right side and through. And
got him a fastball and he drilled it. Just got on top of it a little bit and drilled a ground ball single.
Yes. And our sympathies to Glenn Murray, who lost his mom last week.
Yes.
She was a great lady, obviously, first-class mom, first-class son. Glenn Murray, the former Nashua Pride slugger who set the Atlantic League all-time record for homers, right?
Yes, he did.
I think it still stands.
Yep, and lives in Nashua.
And lives in Nashua, lives and works in Nashua.
Yep.
So, one out, base hit to center, and Silver Knights have something brewing here. Shane McNamara now 2-for-4.
Still a lot of kids here. Some were marching out when I came back in. but not many. Still here. And,
yeah.
But the concession line is gone now.
It's under control now.
Yeah. But they start this game at pretty much the right time for it, right? 10:30, because on a day like this, if it's going to be warm, you start any later, and these kids are going to be wilting by the third or fourth inning. So
strike call. I tell you what, Sullivan's not paying any attention at all to McNamara, Tom. You talk about getting to that cutout for being a good lead. He was dancing with both feet beyond that last time.
He's got to be going eventually.
Like he knows the guy's not paying attention,
right.
But let's see if he goes this time. No, he's going to go back. I think the catcher told him to throw over because the catcher can see that.
Right.
He was like way off the base. I don't even know if he could have gotten back if he did a quick throw over.
He's tall. So
he's
the
tall.
long legs. He'll be able to slide in if you slide.
Look where he is right
first.
now.
He's way over that cutout.
Way over, yeah. He just didn't go. Swung on and missed. Shane Walkley, who
tied
has a
him up
double.
inside. Got to have a plan here. You got to lay off some of those inside pitches.
I think when you stepped out for that, Walkley hit the bottom of the left field wall, Tom. Did you see that? Yeah,
no,
on
I
the
did
fly.
Not. No, I was gone for that whole inning.
Right.
Wow, listen to that jet overhead.
That is no ordinary jet, whatever that was.
No, it sounds as though it was. Everybody's looking up to make sure it wasn't going to crash land at Holman Stadium.
That was deafening, and it sounded like it was just above the
concourse.
Roof. Yeah, the concourse roof. Wow. I don't blame Shane for calling timeout.
Shane called time. Even the umpire turned around and looked up.
Look at that big lead, and he goes.
There he goes.
They shouldn't even bother throwing it. Oh, he throws it, but it's over.
Gonna get it easily.
Yeah, the pitcher just lost track of him completely, and McNamara took full advantage. That's as big a jump as you'll see. He's coming around again.
Yeah, I hear it.
I want to see it. Like, why does he fly out over the center field?
It's almost as if he zipped over and goes,
it sounds like Top
way.
Gun's in the house.
Around.
Yeah. Sounds like one of those.
No, it sounds like one of those flyovers, right?
Yes. That one hits him.
Yep.
No way to get out of the way of that one.
No, you know what? It's a good thing it did because it was going to skip wide and McNamara would have ended up on third base. Instead, now he has to stay at second.
Yeah, that's one thing for the Rocks. Keeps the force in play. First, second, and one out. And here's Kyle DeRoma, who had a sacrifice his last time up. He's 1 for 2 with a sack. Fourth at bat of the game for the Silver Knights catcher as they bat here in the bottom of the seventh. That cafeteria buzz continues. Some happy kids here at Education Day at Holman Stadium. And
did not break.
I give DeRoma credit for not flinching on that one as the ball was coming right at him before it broke over just off the plate inside. 1-0 is the count. 9 hits in the game. Next one will be the 10th for the Silver Knights.
Oh, nice pitch.
Yeah, very nice. On the outside edge.
Yeah, if you're DeRoma, you need to take that the other way, you know?
Yes, and he still might later in the count here. 1-1 is the count. To Kyle DeRoma. That one's up. So 3 straight curveballs from Tommy Sullivan. Two-one pitch on the way. Fouled off the end of the bat to the screen. It's a Wednesday, last day of May, June 1st. Tomorrow marks the start of the Division I high school baseball playoffs. All 3 of our Nashua teams in action. South at Bedford, BG at Concord, and North at Portsmouth. Good luck to them, except, of course, I got to be neutral in the BG Concord game. South Bedford game. We have our Bedford audience with us today.
That's right.
They got to like the colors they're looking at here. A lot of black, a lot of red.
Yeah, it almost looks like we're watching a Bedford inter-squad scrimmage, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah. Bedford inter-squad scrimmage would probably look like this. Mix and match color scheme. The 3-2 pitch, meanwhile, to DeRoma. Ball 4, they're loaded. They are loaded up for Nick O'Connor, who's had a really good game so far today. Would like to keep it going here. As DeRoma takes a walk. Oh, Scott Brown is going to be pinch hitting, it looks like. Scott Brown of UMass Lowell gets in at bat. I didn't recognize the helmet.
Yeah, lefty-righty.
Lefty-righty makes sense. So Scott Brown. One out. They're in at the corners for the Rocks, playing for maybe they'll come home, depending on how hard it's hit.
Infield back looking for a double play.
Yes. They're looking for an inning.
Middle infielders.
Double play.
First and third are, that's not going to score a run, no. Haven't seen yet this year the bounce back off the wall.
No, not yet.
Not yet. We'll see it at some point.
Holman Stadium feature, always a possibility. So 1 ball, no strikes is the count to Scott Brown of UMass Lowell. In an exciting spot here in front of his home crowd, trying to add to a 6-0 Silver Knights lead. And on in relief, Tommy Sullivan of the Rocks trying to get him out. There's a bender.
Pitch.
Yeah,
nice
very
pitch.
nice pitch. Not much you could do with it except take that for strike 1. If he does hit that, it probably goes foul.
You know the kids. I love it. That's
Scotty
great.
Brown tried to accommodate, but he fouled it off.
That's great stuff.
That is great stuff.
Yeah, that is great. I hadn't heard that since they've been here. They've been kind of quiet, cheering, but they've been kind of quiet. Here they go again.
Yes. Enjoy. The sounds of Education Day. Bases full here at Holman. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Oh, the umpire didn't have the heart to punch him out with the "we want to hit" chant going on.
Well, you know why, John? You know why? He's not the tallest guy at the plate.
No, he isn't. That was up.
That was high.
That was high.
For a lot of other batters, that would have been a strike.
Yes, Shane McNamara might have got punched out on
Yeah,
that.
no doubt about it.
Shane's leading off at third.
And they get one,
No, they got a double play instead.
Oh,
no.
unbelievable.
Line out to second, doubled off of first. Oh. Why is life so hard, kids, huh?
Telling you.
You ask for a hit. It's the least you can ask.
That's it.
And you get a double play. That's just life in a nutshell.
Sure is.
Scott Brown hits it, but right at him. As we watch some Silver Knights players continue to sign autographs. That looks like Eric Seebuck that's signed, and he's got his right elbow in ice down there.
Yep.
Good for him. He's had a great day. He just shows up at the ball yard and pitches well.
These college kids, John, they don't experience this during the college season.
This has to be the biggest crowd that most of these guys have played in front of.
John, Saturday night was the biggest crowd that most of these guys have played in front of, and there were 1,700 here.
Wow.
I mean, it's they don't play in front of 4-figure crowds. It's a stretch to get in New England for a lot of these schools to play in front of 3-figure crowds.
How about a hand for the Nashua Silver Knights staff?
Well, what they've done today and what they have to do on a day like this is incredible. You know, they crowd a lot of things into the first couple weeks of the season. You know, they have their home opener, which is a special night. That's where they work the kinks out. Then they have the Black Heritage Trail ceremony that they have to coordinate. And then they have this day right after it. And then they have the ring ceremony on Friday. That's a lot of stuff to work on in a short amount of time.
Hey, is this Taylor Swift, Tom? You would know, right?
No. No, it's not.
It's not? You know it's not?
I know it's not.
Oh, great. Were you at that concert in the rain?
No.
You don't get a free pass as a sports writer?
John, here's my theory on concerts.
Oh.
All right, you ready for this?
Okay, I am ready. It's education day. I'm looking to get educated.
Especially with today's prices for these things. All right, here's the theory on concerts. You're making them richer. They're making you poorer. Doesn't compute, right? How about that, right? That's my theory on concerts.
Oh, man. So this is the guy, Tim. This is the guy. It's in his 60s. He's only got a limited amount of time left.
Get off my lawn, John Collins.
He's keeping that pot of gold tight. You know what I mean? He's keeping it tight.
They're making you. I mean, did you see the prices for some of those things?
I know.
Oh,
but don't you just
on.
flash the press pass? I mean, Dave O'Brien doesn't pay for those Fenway concerts.
Well, it depends. I mean, he works for the. He
went to Bill Burr free. I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I mean.
And Middlebrooks too.
But no, for us, no. We'd have to pay. If I wanted to get Patriot tickets, I'd still have to pay. I've done that once before.
You know, I sat in first row Coke bottle seats for Bill Burr. I loved it. I did pay. My son went with me.
Yeah.
My dentist sat down in like the third row stage.
There you go.
Because he's my dentist.
Right, exactly.
But he could have said the same thing you said. I'm not making them richer.
Well, yeah, but he's a dentist.
Line drive, base hit to left field for the Rocks leadoff batter.
He's a dentist. He can get away with it, you know?
Yeah.
He's not a struggling journalist.
He's not.
You know? I mean, really. It's just outrageous.
That's my Seinfeld episode.
Put
my
on,
dentist is in the third
Put
row.
on the radio or turn on whatever you want on the internet. You can hear the same music, you know? It's just,
yeah.
Give me a break.
He's a great dentist, though. I will say that.
But I mean, all the things you had to go through to drive down there and everything else.
And the rain.
Oh, well, that was one night. The other nights were dry. That was that one night. It was 3 nights. She was there 3.
3 nights, and
Friday,
she filled the
Saturday,
place.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Now, I remember
Manny Jr.'s up. Manny Ramirez Jr.
I remember 5, 6, 7 years ago when she was playing there, and it was during training camp.
Oh, yeah?
And we had we were down. Yeah, well, we were down.
It was in August.
Yeah, it was in August. We were down there for a camp session.
Oh, yeah.
We had to park somewhere else because the trailers were all over the place.
Wow.
But
there's a massive stage show. Right?
But here's another thing, too, with the runner at first leading away.
There he goes. Stealing on the play. Matt Alexander, he is out.
Didn't get back to the bag.
Overslid the bag. The tag applied by Cam Carrigan. And you got to be kidding me, stealing down 6-0.
Well, 6-0 is an FCBL game. You never know. So, but that's it. Some of these guys go on their own.
Right. I guess it's,
Maybe it was hit and run because they're talking to the hitter right now. Maybe he was supposed to swing. I don't know. But 3-0,
kind of an unhittable pitch. But
right.
Great job by DeRoma.
That's a
Manny hits it very high to left. You can see that home run pop, but he just got under it.
Just got under it, yep.
And it comes down into the glove.
Quick 2 outs for Misek.
Nick O'Connor. Actually, it's probably Scott Brown out there.
But the thing that got me was the merchandise trailer was there a couple days ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
And the lines were just, I saw it on the news, the lines were huge.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's not your scene, man.
They're making you poorer while you make them richer.
I got to ask you this, though. It's Education Day. Have you ever gone to a concert?
Yeah, years ago. Many years ago. Well, John, I'll tell you what.
Yeah?
I'll tell you one concert I did go to that I don't think I had to pay too much, if at all. And it's appropriate because of unfortunate circumstances. But Tina Turner played here.
Ooh, yes.
And
good recall.
We were one of the sponsors, so we got tickets.
And she put on a fantastic show from what I heard from people over there.
I don't know, I was like 10, 15 rows back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was great. That was here at Holman Stadium back in the, I want to say early 90s.
Did you have a guess, Tim? No, yeah, early 90s. I think you're right, Tom.
Yeah.
She performed until she was, I think, 70.
Well, she retired.
62?
She retired and then came back.
Oh, she did. You're right.
Yeah, she retired.
She lived her days in Switzerland,
Yeah, well, she married someone and they moved from there and they lived there.
Yeah.
So that's it, so. It's a big loss for the music industry, even though she's been out, away from things because of her health the last few years. But,
right.
But
And that swung on and missed, strike 3. So
there's my education day
yeah,
lesson for the day.
that's terrific. You know, I remember the interview. She did an interview. I watched it on YouTube after her passing, and the interviewer asked her about the stroke she had, whether she could still sing after that. And her answer struck me because she said, "Oh, I don't know." Like she didn't even try to sing to see if she could.
No, because I think she was already retired.
It's already retired, and it's something that the guys, people have done it at a really, really high level professionally do. When they retire, sometimes they really retire. I heard Dave O'Brien ask Euclid in a Red Sox telecast, like what type of bat he still likes to use to tinker around with. He says, "I don't swing a bat." He says, "Not even for fun." He says, "No."
These guys, they played their whole life.
Yeah.
And it's time to get away. You know?
Yeah, and like that's why you can't talk Jim Rice into coming into an old timer home run contest here. He doesn't swing the bat anymore.
Right.
For fun, even they do golf clubs and other stuff.
No, Rice always played golf.
Yeah, he loves it, right? He's good at it too. What I heard.
Rice was a golfer when he played.
Yeah.
He had a golf type swing, didn't he? I mean, that's the way, short, compact swing.
He's probably played as many rounds of golf as he played baseball games at this point.
Well, the one player in the major leagues today, he's now with the Baltimore Orioles, who was a New York Yankee for several years, Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks is borderline PGA material.
Is he?
Yes,
I
he
didn't
is.
know that.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Maybe we'll see him there one day.
And that was the criticism of him in New York, is that he cared more about golf than he did about baseball.
Oh, wow.
But but the money he's making in baseball, hard to turn it down. So
right. Richie Paltridge draws leadoff duty for the Silver Knights here in the bottom of the 8th. And after this inning, we have DJ Petey Pete's coming back, and hopefully he'll play Sweet Caroline for Tom.
No, please don't do it.
8th inning, right? Please not.
Don't do it.
Pete's not doing it. I'm just wanted to throw that out there for you.
I think Pete probably hates that one as much as I do.
Pete hates it as much as you. Oh man.
Well,
What if
fans
they'll
are
ever not
starting
do that
to
at Fenway?
march out here at Holman Stadium as you see it.
Very high to right, but in the ballpark off the bat of Paltridge.
The kids, they got to get them out early. You try to get everybody going at once, it's going to be a logjam.
From Emerson College, Jake Hatch, batting with 1 out, nobody on here in the 8th. This could be the last at-bat for the Silver Knights, leading 6-0. They lost last night's game, unfortunately, 20-1, and they have turned things around today in front of their largest crowd of the season. Because we're here too. Love that we want to hit chant.
Yeah. Still enough kids in the crowd in the crowd to do it. There's a lot of them are being summoned to go.
That's something that you would want to record and as the Silver Knights staff and just play it back. The kids' voices saying we want to hit off the PA later in the season.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. That's a good thing to do.
Good thing to have.
Yeah.
We'll be back here Friday. As you mentioned earlier, Tom, Silver Knights game when they hand out the championship rings night. Game starts at 6. Get here early. Yes, the Silver Knights won another championship last season with a dramatic finish in Vermont.
Game for the ages, John.
Yeah,
Collins,
greatest game that Jeff Kleiner said he ever umpired.
Yeah, no, game
He's
for the
umpired
ages.
a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. 6-5, right? Final
6-5, and the ninth inning
comeback.
Was just incredible. Down 5-4. Jack McDermott at the plate with, I believe, 1 out and a runner on, and he checks his swing. No, nobody on. He checks his swing. It looked like he was going to go all the way. Umpire didn't call him out with 2 strikes. He doubles, and then Kyle Wolf, he's in another league this summer. Kyle Wolf, 2-run home run. The top of the 9th.
Wow.
Then bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 9th for Vermont. Looks like they are
going to walk it off.
Going to walk it off. It really did, or at least at the very least tie it up. 2 pop-ups to short right field to end the game.
Season over. Championship Silver Knights.
Unbelievable. With the 3-4,
Wow.
I believe with the 3-4 hit in the middle of the lineup.
Wow.
They just overswung.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a 3-2 count here to Carrigan, who's had a great day, looking for his 4th hit. He was thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double his 2nd time up. Great play by Luke Bauer for the Brockton Rocks, but he had that 1-hop double that got out of here in no time at all, his 3rd time up. 2 doubles, a single, and a strikeout. Oh, well. It's still a great day for Cam Carrigan at the plate and in the field.
And now it's time for the DJ PDP Tunes.
Here on Nashua ETV. Great crowd shots here between innings at Historic Holman Stadium as we move to the top of the 9th inning. The Silver Knights trying to close it out. Alex Misig is on in relief for the Silver Knights. Multi-inning save here for Nashua. Eric Seabach, the starter, was fantastic. And the Silver Knights also had some great defense. Diving catch by Luca Gialongo in center. He had to run about 100 feet before he went Superman, stretch out and get it in left center.
Boy, there's a empty area right below me here. Everybody's gone.
Yeah, back to school, right?
Well,
I think bus back to school before they go home.
They bus back to school before they go home.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So, great day though they had. They can see they saw the big homer and by Shane McNamara and their shutout pitching and just a
still Alex?
beautiful day.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. Let's see.
It is Alex Misig still from his pitching
yeah,
form.
That's his, from his pitching form.
Pop-up may be
That
playable.
should
it
be.
is.
Yep, 1 out.
1 up and 1 out here in the top of the Brockton Rocks 9th. So Jake Fitzgibbons, the batter, he's teammates with Scott Brown on UMass Lowell, playing opposite dugouts today. Trying to keep Brockton's hopes alive late. Takes the ball high. Fastball touches 85 there from Alex Misig. As we continue the crowd shots all over Holman Stadium with the young fans enjoying this sun-drenched day here at the ball yard. Last day of May going out with a bang. We'll be back here Friday evening. The good weather should continue. That's ripped far down the right field way, but foul. And the foot race is on for a souvenir.
Tossing water.
Oh, tossing water. Yeah, making sure everybody's hydrated. Good idea. That misses far outside. 3-1 is the count. To the Brockton Rocks catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons.
Some of them
walks.
may be staying for one thing.
Run the bases?
Yeah, I think with this many kids you got to, but
Right.
it could take a while.
It could take a little while.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Now batting from Georgetown University, the left fielder, number 9, Luke Bauer.
Depends on how quickly.
All right, John Collins,
Misig.
where should I go this afternoon? Should I go to Salem to see BG Salem softball? For you Merrimack viewers, should I go to Londonderry to see Merrimack Londonderry preliminary round softball? Or should I go to what right now is the leader in the clubhouse, Pinkerton Academy, to see Alvern Pinkerton softball?
Hit and run action. That's going to skip through into the gap, and they're going to score a run here. The Rocks are going to throw the plate a little bit late.
Time. Yep. That's too bad. Misek shutout is ruined. They have a pitcher loosening up in the bullpen. I'm surprised they went back with Misek after this many innings and try to save him for later on in the week.
Yeah, there's a first run of the game for the Rocks. Comes with 1 out in the 9th. So Balboni, the hitter now. RBI double for Luke Bauer as he goes opposite right center field gap. And plates Fitzgibbons. Balboni awaiting the offering from Alex Misig. This is outside. Yeah, the kids, a lot of these kids weren't able to wait around for the running of the bases. Game started at 10:30, just over 2 hours now, 2:15. Which is not bad for a 9-inning game at all.
No, and remember, there is no pitch clock in the FCBL.
Yeah, right. 10 hits for the Silver Knights. That was hit number 6 for Brockton to plate their first run. And a looper is going to get down. They're going to send the runner, and it's going to be 2-run inning for the Brockton Rocks. So semi-concerning development here. You got 2 runs in, 4-run deficit for Brockton. There's 1 out in the 9th.
And more, a little harder now in the bullpen out in right field.
Yeah.
Can't see who that is from here, but
this might be a pinch hitter for Brockton.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Sam Cox.
I think so. I have the...
Yeah, Sam Cox is at the plate. They just announced him. And a pinch runner.
Sam Parks.
Parks, okay.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear it. And then Ozzie Fletcher is at first
Stonehill
base.
College.
Ozzie Fletcher is running at first.
So Fletcher in at first. Actually, he spells it Fleischer, and he's from Tufts doing the running. Ozzie Fleischer. And Sam Parks, the batter. So Brockton trying to come up with some late magic here. There goes the runner. They're staying aggressive. That throw is not going to be in time. So Fleischer comes off the bench and steals on the first pitch.
I wasn't surprised at that.
Yep.
You got a pinch runner in there. He's in there for a reason, right?
Right. Showing off the wheels.
A base hit, you guaranteed he's going to score from second with that speed. So let's see what happens here. Bisek's got to pitch carefully, but he's got to attack.
Yeah. And that's a foul to the right. Good hack there by Parks, coming off the bench swinging. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Runner in scoring position. The tying run is still in the dugout at this point for Brockton, but they.
Has the first female pitcher.
I'll ask, yeah. Fastball misses. Did Brockton have the first female pitcher in the FCBL?
They have the first female player. Yeah.
Player.
Yep. She played at Riv for a couple of years. She's from Canada, and because of COVID, she wasn't able to get back.
Okay, so there was no actually female pitcher in this league yet, right?
She
is a pitcher, but she didn't pitch?
Well, she's caught. She was a
She's
catcher
caught.
at Riv.
Okay.
I mean, they probably put her on the mound at some point.
Pete's saying she pitched last weekend.
Yeah,
and
she could have. I mean,
right.
look, they can do anything. I mean, she can catch. Colleges, they can play multiple positions.
Oh, that's impressive. The Parks strikes up, the
make
ball's
the
in the
first.
dirt, and he's getting down the line, and he's going to be safe.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Wow,
you
he's
cannot
quick.
allow that to happen.
No.
You cannot allow that to happen if you're DeRoma. You got to block that ball in front. and make the throw.
That's the quirky kind of stuff that you don't like to see if you're Kyle Jackson.
No,
the
he's
manager.
going to come out and take out. We got a new one coming in. So
'Cause
that is just not a good play by Jerome, but he's got to make that throw.
Because if you give extra outs like that, that's when crooked innings
You
happen.
cannot, as somebody from Westfield said last night that I talked to, who's the PR guy for the Westfield Starfires, he said, you can't give extra outs in this league. You cannot do it. You pay.
Kyle's going to change pitchers.
Yeah, no, that's why he came out. The reliever was already all the way in.
Right.
So,
I mean, really not that bad of a job by Misick. He got what should have been the second out there on the strikeout, but instead the inning continues for Brockton with
catching has been an issue with the Silver Knights.
So the tie run basically for Brockton's in the on-deck circle now. It's getting a little bit more concerning, but trying to shut the door on in relief for the Silver Knights.
Corey Gray.
Corey
O'Day. Corey O'Day from Nashua South.
Oh, yeah, Corey O'Day, Nashua South, now at New England College.
Yeah.
Back on a familiar hill.
Came here last year with Misick. They arrived about the same time. I think they were both playing in another league, the same league, and came here.
Mid-80s fastball. Trying to spot it. Looks like he's throwing a mid-70s slider. So Brockton threatening here in the ninth. Silver Knights were in need of a win. They are getting lots of reinforcements, as Tom said. That's the quirk of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League schedule, that they start the seasons before a lot of the players are eligible, available to play, because they're still in action for their schools in playoff season for college ball. And so Gabe Pitts up with men on first and second and one out, facing O'Day. Bunt, single try. Yes, he saw that Jake Hatch was playing a little bit back of the bag and wanted to take advantage, maybe. Hatch still not cheating up. I think he's daring him to bunt, try to bunt again. He might actually try it. Let's see. Now inching in is Hatch. He will try it, and it's a pitch he cannot pull as a bunter. Watches it drift outside. Silver Knights will be content to take that second out if they can get it, up by 4 runs. And bluffing the bunt and taking the ball away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Come over the plate. You got to throw strikes in this situation.
He does, yeah. Let him bunt,
Who cares?
actually.
Let him bunt. Who cares? Just
make the play. Yeah.
Throw strikes.
Outs are precious right here in a 4-run game in the 9th inning. And the pitch to Gabe Pitts. Shows bunt again, and the 2-1 fouls it back. That's tough to do, to reset mid-pitch.
Right, but O'Day's got to throw pitches like that.
Yeah, that was a good pitch by O'Day. It was actually too tough for Pitts to reset and get on top of that.
Throw the fastball. You know, I mean, the slider, he doesn't have command of it. It goes away, too far away. It's going to be a wild pitch if he keeps doing it that way.
The 2-2 is on the way. Checks his swing, and it is high. 3-2.
Here we go.
The count is full. I thought I saw the manager just gesture that he wants him to go on the pitch. I think he said, get here. So let's see if the runners take off. I think they will. Nope. Very high to left, playable. drifting over for the Silver Knights. That might be Scott Brown, and he makes the catch. And
big
two
catch,
out, big out.
second out.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch. Could have loaded the bases and really caused some problems. Instead, it's a second out. That is major for Nashua, as they're 1 out away from their second win of the year in front of a great crowd.
Pitts just got under it, man. He could have done some real damage on that pitch. He had a pretty good swing.
Could have made it a 6-5 game.
Yep.
Boy, unbelievable.
Just like the Red Sox came up 1 run short last night against the Reds.
Anytime I see Boston and Cincinnati play, I always think of that World Series.
Yeah, don't you? Oh, first pitch swinging.
This should be it.
And Hatch is under it, and the game over. The Silver Knights thrilled. This huge Children Education Day dominated game. And it is a 6-2 victory as they hang on in the 9th, despite the late rally.
All right, John Collins, I hope we all got an education today.
Yes.
And I will see you on Friday night.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom King. Also to our crew, Bruce Hillsmeyer, Michaela Savageau, Tim O'Neill, Dan Young, and my executive producer alongside Pete Johnson. I'm John Collins. Thank you for watching. Thank our Bedford and Merrimack viewers for joining us as well. Enjoy your Wednesday. Good afternoon from Holman Stadium, everybody.